So yeah, coming back to what Shumi originally was intended to do, it was like, Shumi is like a little mushroom, right, with its mycelium. And you have all these mycelial strings going around. If you want to visualize that, it's like trying to crawl data from different sources and combine it together to something that makes sense for you as a trader, which is quite important. I'm not a pro trader myself, but I know that you should be looking at various factors. You need to look at the macro environment, you need to look at sentiment, you need to look at trends. You want to look at different things and not just at one aspect of the whole picture to get a better idea of where you're at and how this thing is going to continue. Yeah, so again, the goal of Shumi is have as much as possible data sources available and then build upon that. So that's also one of the reasons we, maybe being a bit too fast here, but that's also one of the reasons we integrated with ACP. So ACP, on the one side, it allows us to sell our services, but on the other side, it also allows us to draw even more data sources from other agents. So Shumi can actually expand to that pretty well as well.
So what are some of the data sets that Shumi can offer to ACP that we've been working on?
Well, we have live and historical trend data for 3,000 plus coins for the biggest ones, the most important ones. We have our own market health system, which gives you a pretty good picture actually of how the overall market is doing. I think this has actually been our most easy to read metric, and actually it makes a lot of sense when you look at it over time. But also we have categorized different coins pretty well, so we actually know what sectors are moving up and down at the moment. We have, in general, our Shumi engine, which will answer you like in the web interface. So we have the web interface, and we can actually give the same through ACP. So you just give it a very generic prompt, whatever you want, like compare BTC versus ETH, for example, and Shumi will actually try to evaluate that for you as well. So that can also be done through ACP. It depends on the agent that talks to you. So like if the ACP agent is actually interested in that or another thing, it kind of depends on the other agent as well.
So is Shumi going to do any risk management metrics? If you ask Shumi about where to put your stop loss or how large to position
Yes.
your new trade versus your portfolio size, can it do like DeFi math if you want to calculate yields on a new protocol? How does Shumi perform on things like that? And that will be offered in ACP as well?
Yes, absolutely. So you can use Shumi the same way through ACP as you can through the web. So in the web, it's made in a way that whatever prompt you give it, that it will try to answer. Of course, if you give it nonsensical prompts, it will not give you good answers. It will just be saying, I don't know. But besides that, it will try to help you. Like it can help you pretty well with risk management. It knows the trends, it knows the bands on different time frames. It knows the macro environment pretty well. So it can give you some hints of where you should put a stop loss.
Yeah, I was thinking some of the conditional scenarios, if-then environments when Trump is doing something on the global scale versus what your chart is telling you. It's kind of hard to blend these things and time them well. So it'd be really good to be able to rely on something that is all-knowing but objective on the data that's available. So if someone could tap into that on ACP, it could actually make some of these other crypto agents on virtuals a bit more intelligent and rational. Like sometimes you see AI XBT really go off on a tangent and say things which frankly are more entertaining than they are useful. So it seems like Shumi could come along and solve some of these problems that currently exist
Absolutely.
in the virtuals ecosystem.
Absolutely. So we are integrated with the Alpha Newsbot. So we kind of know what's going on in crypto at the moment. We get all the important news through that feed. We summarize them, and then we feed it into Shumi, and Shumi knows what's currently going on in the environment.